Okay, guys, I have plenty of videos that I have done more recently than not about how Colombians and the Colombian government feels about visitors, more specifically, male visitors to Colombia and Medellin, Colombia, or Cartagena, or wherever, what their thought process is like, and what Migracion Colombia is looking for during the interviews. And this is the video for you. Remember, if you're wanting to move there, you're going to need a visa. Make sure you reach out to On Call Colombia, oncallcolombia.com. Remember, Americans in Colombia applying for a visa, one of these migrant visas or expat visa or nomad visa, you're going to need an FBI background check. Get yours in 24 to 48 hours using On Call Colombia, oncallcolombia.com. Make sure you tell them Rob sent you. The information should be on the screen and in the description of all my videos. Now, let's jump into this one. This is going to be a pretty thorough video that I have put in English. Shout out to Craig for the share, but this is valuable information. Let's jump into the story right away.
Let's begin. Between 2022 and 2025, tourism in Colombia reached 22 million visitors, a record figure that contributed millions of dollars to the country's economy. Unfortunately, among those visitors, dozens of people arrive with intentions other than discovering our landscapes or cultural wealth and instead seek sex with minors. Eduardo Contreras spent several days with the agents from Migracion Colombia who hunt down foreigners trying to enter with very bad intentions.
We have had very specific cases, people who say they are coming here to Colombia to make sexual videos and who, among their belongings, they themselves state and voluntarily show sexual toys, condoms, lubricants, enhancers, vibrators, and other tools that they use to make these videos.
Mauricio Rubiano's life is frenetic. He is the coordinator of an operation with 166 migration officers, Colombia, who day and night supervise the entry and exit of international flights at the José María Córdova Airport in Medellin. How many people does this airport handle in terms of migration?
It's around 12,000 to 13,000 people daily. These are the migratory groups, meaning the people who are coming in and going out. In other words, we have a very high average since we manage the second most important airport in Colombia.
Among those thousands of people who have turned the city of Medellin into one of the top destinations for foreign tourists in Colombia, even surpassing Cartagena.
Hello, how are you? Passport, please.
There are some who arrive with intentions other than seeing the sights. And you and the cultural richness of the nation that is promoted around the world as the country of beauty.
There are foreigners who come to the country seeking tourism, wrongly called sex tourism. In that sense, what does migration do? Colombia, he says, well, we have to prepare and train our officers to determine whether those tourists are coming to enjoy the country of beauty or if they are coming to the country for other purposes.
How many citizens from other countries have been denied entry this year?
The number is alarming. As of today, we're talking about June 1st, we have a total of 100 people denied entry, and just at José María Córdova Airport, 80 have been denied entry.
To understand why this number is alarming, you only have to look at data from previous years. Its growth is exponential. In all of 2025, 110 people were denied entry. In just 5 months of this year, access to Colombia has been denied to 100 foreigners.
In second place is Cartagena at Rafael Núñez Airport. And in third place is Bogotá at El Dorado International Airport.
Which one has truly captured your interest the most?
The film producer who came and stated publicly before migration officials that he was coming to make sexual videos.
Where was he coming from?
He was coming from the United States. And later, when they were conducting the immigration interview, he was assigned a female immigration officer. And he proposed to the immigration officer that she participate in those sexual videos. He even goes so far as to feel confident enough to openly share the activities he is coming here to Colombia to do, which shows, thank you, that this citizen was already engaging in a repetitive activity and that possibly on previous trips to Colombia, it had not been detected.
But not in every case do tourists entering the country state the purpose of their visit so explicitly. That is why detection work is complex and requires constant training. What is the biggest challenge? When it comes to tourism with the purpose of sexual exploitation in a country like this,
Being able to actually identify who is coming for that activity, understanding that it is very difficult to detect because there are people who are already very well trained, they already know what to say, they already know what we as migration officers might possibly ask, or they already arrive with completely justified plans which leave us as an institution with no reason to doubt them. This is why it is a very big challenge for us to be able to identify them.
After months of requests and training to gain access to a restricted and highly guarded area at José María Córdova Airport, which serves Medellin, we were allowed to accompany Mauricio Rubiano and the migration officers during several days of work there.
During our inspections, when foreign and Colombian citizens arrive, we have officers who are also observing their behavior in the lines when they get off the plane or when they approach our checkpoints. That's where we can determine if someone is sweating, if they're very nervous, if they move around a lot, or if they avoid eye contact with the migration officers. It is at that point that we ask additional questions about the activities they plan to carry out in Colombian territory.
After several hours of waiting and routine inspections, at 11 in the morning, a group of 8 tourists with US passports caught the attention of one of the immigration agents.
This place is the holding room, a temporary area. What we do here is inspect luggage together with the national police, since they have the authority, and we verify the motives or reasons. Why are these foreign citizens visiting the city of Medellin or the department of Antioquia? And this is in order to prevent possible actions. It is an area with children and adolescents.
The group arrived in the country on a flight from the United States that had a layover in Panama. In the initial interview, they stated that they were coming to Medellin to celebrate one of their bachelor parties. That is why the immigration officer decided to take them for further questioning and to have their luggage inspected.
They claim they are here for party activities, but they have not said where they are going to stay, nor anything of the sort, which is why these are reasons that Migracion Colombia considers. There are indications that they may be coming to engage in activities other than tourism or recreation.
For example, right now, what are you looking for?
Objects or evidence that would give us grounds to decide on inadmissibility. At this José María Córdova airport, we have found suitcases containing sex toys and a considerable number of condoms. And the travelers or foreigners cannot justify why they are bringing those items here to Colombia.
The suitcases go through one by one. The immigration agents, together with the police, carefully inspect the contents. Alongside shirts and shoes, they found 10 boxes containing a large quantity of condoms, lubricants and sexual enhancers, as well as envelopes with low-denomination US dollars.
They brought along a few $1 bills, which they typically use for special events or parties, just to hand out a single dollar, so it's not a large amount.
After the search and the interview, 2 of the tourists from the group were denied entry. The rest were allowed to enter the country. They say they don't agree with leaving the country because their friends are inside and they're here for a bachelor party. Also that the groom is inside.
We only found indications from 2 people who mentioned they were coming for that bachelor party at their hotel. And more items found inside that luggage give us those indications to take that administrative measure regarding admission.
That decision to deny someone entry it's a decision made by the immigration officer. That person has the autonomy to decide whether or not to allow someone to enter the territory.
Exactly, immigration. Colombia has the autonomy to make these administrative decisions of inadmissibility based on grounds or evidence that have been found, whether through technological means or alerts that appear in our system. That is through the immigration interviews conducted by the officer, El Enigla Supoloy.
What happens to a person who is denied entry?
The person must be informed of the reason why they are not going to be allowed to enter Colombian territory. Afterwards, this person, the same airline that transported them, is contacted to return them to the city they came from.
Mauricio began his career as a detective 25 years ago in the Administrative Department of Security, DAS. When the agency was dissolved, he continued his career in Migracion Colombia. Those years as a detective have been very useful in his work. Current?
That one retains from the DAS training. It allows you to have more confidence in making decisions, to ask guiding questions, to know what to ask, to understand people's behavior or movements, both facial and body language. And in this way, those previous skills can be applied here at the airport to detect certain inconsistencies in the answers given by foreign citizens who come here. Alright, hello, how are you? This is Migracion Colombia speaking.
Yes, how?
Are you waiting for someone here?
Yes, I am.
What is your relationship to him?
Today has been an especially busy day at José María Córdova.
I had tickets to La Paz, but there are a lot of protests in La Paz right now. And that's why I bought tickets to Medellin instead. At
12:05 in the afternoon, Mauricio received an alert by email. Tell me, what just arrived?
At this moment, we have just received an alert in our information system about a possible sexual offender who is registered in the Angel Watch database.
Angel Watch is a platform from the United States government that allows the identification of citizens flagged for sexual crimes against minors. Authorities in more than 120 countries receive these alerts or notifications. What could we know about this person? Where are they coming from?
This person is coming from the United States, from Miami, on a direct flight with no layovers. According to their reservation, they are traveling alone, not accompanied, and the alert information indicates that they are a possible sexual offender. What our immigration officers do is carry out the control, already on site, that is, on the plane, in the corridors, in the lounges, and also at our checkpoints.
The flight landed at 12:25 in the afternoon, while cameras monitored the travelers as they disembark from the plane. We move quickly. Along with the officers, we head toward the immigration lines. What you're doing is letting the person go through the entire process as usual, without knowing that
Exactly. It
watched.
Everything looks very natural. And also so as not to alert other travelers about the activities we carry out here internally.
After fully confirming that it is the person flagged by the Angel Watch platform,
The last person to be seen.
the officers proceed to intercept them.
We are going to take him to where the supervisor is of the area so that he can make the necessary checks with his identification document, which is the passport, and then determine whether or not this person will be denied entry.
The officers conducted the interview and confirmed the information. The American citizen will be denied entry. Do you tell him why he is being denied entry? And he argued that no, that he had nothing, that he told them.
We inform foreign citizens of the reasons why they will be denied entry to Colombian territory. At first, he did not admit that he had committed any infraction or crime in the United States, but later he did confirm to us that a sexual assault had been committed, although it was years ago.
After signing the documents for denial of entry to the country, the officers escort him to the same flight that brought him to Colombia. At this point, the procedure is finished.
The inadmissibility process is completed once the person has boarded the plane. That person has already been denied entry and could not enter Colombian territory due to those records related to sexual offenses, which is why he cannot enter Colombian territory today.
Of the 100 people denied entry to Colombia in the first 5 months of 2026, 23 were flagged through the Angel Watch platform. And it's not just about men.
This profiling or sexual exploitation is not directed only at male citizens. We have had cases here where women have been denied entry because they are linked to this exploitation or have a history of sexual assault.
In recent months, influencers have been detected offering advice on how to get through immigration controls.
On social media, some have been detected, let's say, influencers who give advice on how to enter Colombian territory, possibly to trick migration authorities in the end.
What is the message you want to send abroad when you deny entry to a person who comes with the intention of sexual exploitation? To Colombia?
It's very clear. Coming here, to Colombian territory or to Colombia, must be for tourism purposes. Responsible tourism, not tourism for the purpose of sexual exploitation. And this goes in line with the national policy of protecting vulnerable populations, such as children and adolescents.
Just a few days ago, an influencer who has been accused of promoting tourism packages on social media that, for $5,000, promised foreign tourists immersion programs that included parties with Colombian women in Medellin, was denied entry at El Dorado Airport in Bogota.
This document is for us, please.
The day flew by at José María Córdova. Mauricio's shift is over. On the screens, a new batch of flights arriving in Medellin is announced. For the immigration agents arriving at the terminal for the night shift, the work is just beginning.
So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you one of these guys that got pulled to the side? If you ever, let me put this out. If you've ever gotten pulled to the side reach out to me. I've spoken to a few of you, I guess maybe 6 months ago when they were reading the phones and so on. A few of you reached out to me. But if you've had an experience lately that you think others may get the benefit of, come on and talk about it. Come on camera and talk about it, or at least shoot me the story. I mean, we'll talk about what the story is and how we can best give it to the viewers. But reach out to me at dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, and we'll get you going from there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody that supports this channel. You are appreciated. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
So, hey girl, thanks for coming to my place.
No worries. You mind if my cousin comes by?
Hell no! That's why I watch DC Rob. Now get the hell out of here, both of you!